Big story, ICE roundups.
Raids targeting thousands of illegal immigrants are set to begin this weekend.
It's a move leaving families on edge and sparking protests across the country. Beginning Sunday, an ICE operation will be targeting the homes of around 2,000 suspected undocumented migrants.
The raids will happen over several days and many deportations are expected as quickly as possible. 10
cities from coast to coast will be part of the sweep, including Los Angeles, New York, Chicago, and Miami. President Trump doubled down on the crackdown today.
They're going to take people out and they're going to bring them back to their countries, or they're going to take criminals out, put them in prison, or put them in prison in the countries they came from.
And right here at home, activist groups are responding with protests outside the ICE office in Detroit. 7 Action's reporter Jennifer Ann Wilson has their message.
One arrest has been made, and as you can see behind me, Detroit police have taken the driveway back, but this after hours of facing off with protesters. Early this morning, Detroit police were called to Jefferson and McNichols, where over a dozen people from Occupy ICE Detroit and other local groups gathered to protest this weekend's planned immigration enforcement and the deportations that follow.
I'm out here because if this was happening to my mom, if I had been ripped away from her, I don't know who I'd be or where I'd be. These kids are traumatized. They're in trouble.
This is not America. This is not what we do here in the United States. We help people become U.S. citizens. We don't deport them to countries where they will be killed.
The group says they had a goal of shutting down the office. Protesters linked arms to block the driveway of the Detroit ICE employee entrance.
And then they further escalated by taking a steel chain and padlock, locking the gate closed, and then they sprayed a foam material over it to discourage its being cut. Federal Protective Police were able to identify that woman, have it on their surveillance cameras, and she was taken into custody. She's a female in her mid-30s.
Federal officers on the scene say this is that woman. She claimed an ankle injury prevented her from walking and sat in the middle of the driveway, preventing vehicles from getting past her to the gate. She refused to move or accept medical service, and when she was taken into custody, police say they recognized her as a suspect tampering with the gate on surveillance cameras. You can see the remnants of that foam insulation left on the gate and on the ground, but we have seen it open and we have seen vehicles enter. So the goal of shutting down the office for the day didn't seem to have been achieved, but protesters say they hope that their message did get across. In Detroit, Jennifer Ann Wilson, 7 Action News.
All right, Jen, thank you. And right now, this is a live look at the Detroit ICE office on Mount Elliott Street, where protesters are expected to gather once again tonight. We do have a crew on scene, and we'll bring you a live report from that protest at 6 o'clock.
For more information about tonight's protest or this weekend's potential ICE raids, please head to WXYZ.com for updates around the clock.
Well, right now, crews are